I have them, sure, and I wear them sometimes. What is it supposed to do? No, I am not here to sugarcoat anything. Everyone knows that those are the ways to go. Don't rely on all of these external things. And then I teach them how to want it. Hey, what is up? Kate the Great here. Welcome back to my channel. It's really nice to have you here. Today I'm going to go through 5 mistakes, common mistakes that are made that you should, if you can, stop doing. Plus, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to give you tips for each mistake that you could possibly do instead. I am not here to sugarcoat anything. I am here to tell you how it is, and honesty is always the best policy. I know I've said that on here before. I believe honesty and teaching people how to do things the correct way, as opposed to all of that mumbo jumbo that's out there, is the best way to go. Looking at the bigger picture of someone's fitness and health journey. Before we jump into it, please give this video a like and subscribe down below. It really helps to support me and my channel, and so you can always come back and hang out with me again. I have a plethora of different kinds of videos on here, and I upload new videos every single week. Mistake number 1, people too often will not train towards their goals. So every single person has so many different goals, or even if you just have one goal, it's very different than the other person over there, or the person next to you, or a family member, friend, significant other, anyone. Everyone has different goals, so it is in your best interest to not mess around with random workouts or exercises that has nothing to do towards your goals. And sometimes doing things like that and doing workouts that are not towards your goals will just send you on like a different path and essentially just waste your time or even regress some of your progress. My tip for you is to put time and effort into seeking help or listening to people that you trust. And like I always say, trust and listen to people who actually know what they're talking about, people who have education and experience to back up what they're saying, like me. Mistake number 2, people will give up way too easily on specific programs or plans or habits or changes of lifestyle. Anything that you're doing, give it time, like a lot of time. I'm not even talking like 2 weeks. Give it like months, or as long as you can. Try to just give it some time, because it could work for you and you can't expect to get results super fast. If people are guaranteeing you results in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, there's no way for them to know that you can actually hit the goals that you have, which again, most people's goals take a really long time. There's no way for them to know how long it's going to take you. So if you're given a plan or a program or any kind of nutritional advice, literally anything, and you're not getting results in like 2 or 3 weeks, that's okay. Give it time. Give it months, honestly, sometimes years. My tip for you, which is very cliche, and I've probably said it a million times on here and everywhere, is that you have to be consistent. You have to stay consistent and not give up on yourself. Don't just throw in the towel. Wait, is that the saying? Yeah. If something's not working for you, it might not be for you, but you have to give it enough time to really know. And to be honest, sometimes goals or the plans to get towards a goal are very basic, except very hard to execute. But again, very basic. So if you are eating towards your goals, training, strength training specifically, everyone should be strength training, sleeping well, properly hydrating yourself, managing your stress, which is very hard to do. I'm very aware of that. As simple as those 5 things, probably even more, those are just off the top of my head, which everyone knows that those are the ways to go. They're very simple, except very hard to do. So if you stay on track, things will vary per person, but you will get there. And if anyone's telling you that you're going to be able to get there fast, they're honestly lying to you, because there's no way for them to know. And even if you get results, it's probably not the safest way. You know, I was like, Kate, we're not gonna ramble today, but here I am rambling. Mistake number 3. This one is very specific, just so you know, not as general as what I had already said with the past 2 mistakes. But the mistake is people will put way too much money, and time and effort into finding shoes that are supportive or have a good arch or inserts into shoes where the support has been here the whole time. Your entire foot is your support. Learn and strengthen your feet for them to be able to support themselves. Don't rely on all of these external things. I've gotten so many of my clients to be able to just train barefoot, get your foot moving, get your feet connected to the ground, invest in more barefoot shoes and a wider toe box. Your feet are squished in your shoes, especially shoes that have more of a narrow foot. So like these shoes, Converse, I have them, sure, and I wear them sometimes, but it's in your best interest to invest and wear shoes that have not only a wider toe box, but are more of a barefoot feel. So these shoes that I have, this brand is amazing. Just so you know, oh, I hit the camera. Just so you know, my white sneakers are no longer white. But these, for example, this is a wide toe box, and I know I've talked about these shoes before on my channel, but there's so many brands out there. Just search like wider toe box shoe or barefoot shoes. See how it's very, very, very narrow? I can basically crumple it up into like nothing. And on top of that, it has a wide toe box compared to the bottom of the Converse. It is much more wide than compared to this one. So this will be a narrow toe box and this is wider. Hopefully that makes sense. You want to be able to mobilize, spread your toes, and grip. But if you're in a shoe that's very, very, very narrow, it's hard for you to get that spread. It's hard for you to grip. And then your foot is just like not really understanding what's going on.
What is it supposed to do? I thought I'm supposed to stabilize, but I can't because I'm stuck in the shoe.
So try just honestly working out barefoot, and then instead of investing in all of these shoes, to be honest, I love brands like this. Like I love Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, APLs, like all of those brands are great. However, unfortunately, they're doing you a disservice if you're wearing all of those shoes all the time, because most of them have a big sole, so like a huge cushion, and are also very narrow, which are the 2 things that I just said that you don't want to wear as much of. So start dabbling with other types of shoes. You can still wear these shoes. Like I still have APLs that I love wearing, but I'll occasionally wear them, or my Converse, or like cute little narrow-toed heels. But most of the time I'm wearing these barefoot, wider toe box type of shoes. Mistake number 4. This is along the same lines of putting in too much money and time and effort, I guess, but mostly money on supplements. People will waste so much money on supplements when you have like natural supplements. So like eating properly, like proper nutrition will just get everything done. Sleeping well, getting enough sleep, especially for recovery. Sleep is very overrated. And speaking of overrated, hydration. Drink water, like water, H2O. It's very, very, very simple, except a lot of people struggle to drink water. So it's things like that that should be prioritized that aren't, and then supplements are being put at like the same level. And I love myself a good supplement. Love taking pre-workout, find it so fun. Do I need it? No. Supplements are called supplements for a reason. They're not a necessity, they are just an aid. So I love having a nice pre-workout before I lift, makes me feel good. However, again, I don't need it. And as long as you are still prioritizing things like sleep, nutrition, hydration, all of that stuff, macro and micronutrients, all of that, it is fine to supplement, just don't put it as high up on the list or even over this other stuff. You can put it on the same level, which is fine, just don't put it higher because it's not as important. And lastly, mistake number 5 is ignoring pains, injuries, compensations, anything in that realm. So if you are running and your foot's hurting, don't ignore it. Pains that are always there, that people are like,
oh, I've had back pain my whole life.
it's like, no, like you shouldn't have to live with pain. Like, who loves that? First of all, like, pain is not fun. And then second of all, like, you can get rid of pain, you can heal things, you can unfortunately start from scratch, work your way up, build a nice foundation. Injuries happen, compensations happen, so many things can come into play. I mean, I've been injured many times, but after some time started from scratch, rebuilt from the ground up. Check out this video here. I actually go more in depth into this whole injury talk, and I explain injuries I've had, and I give you 10 lessons that I've learned along the way that I really want you to wrap up take to go. If you are injured, or if you know anyone who's injured, do not ignore pains, compensations, injuries, anything like that, because it's not going to go away with wishful thinking. It's not going to go away if you ignore it or turn the other way. It is there, and unless you address it, it will still be there, and to be honest, sometimes it just gets worse. Alright, that is all 5 mistakes and tips that I have for you today. I hope that you really soaked in what I said. I know I love to blabber, but it's all very important things, and don't forget, I am always here to reach out. I have clients who trust me. I have people who trust me, so I know I am trustworthy, especially with education and experience that I have. So anything that I tell you, you know that it is honest, basically straight to the point through like blabber. And I will not sugarcoat things just to tell people what they want. I tell people what they need, and then I teach them how to want it. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And to be honest, you can thank yourself, because you're only helping yourself. You know, I'm not doing this for my health, I'm doing it to help you. So feel free to always reach out if you ever need me. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I have major Barney vibes today. Look at my shorts. Let's rock and roll. Anything in my teeth? Tip. Oh, mistake. Don't use any of that. No. Gosh, I love to blab.